Our mandate at Jewish Voice is to go anywhere in the world where there's Jewish people open to the gospel, and through that we reach all people. It brings us to remote places like the bush of Zimbabwe and here in Gondar, Ethiopia, to help an ancient Jewish community, a lost tribe, the Beta Israel, the House of Israel. These are people that live in absolute squalor. Most of them have never been to a dentist or received eye care or medical care, and we provide that all free of charge. Eyeglasses, eye surgeries. We couldn't do this without the partnership of those like you who stand with us around the world. And one way you can partner with this ministry is by coming on one of our outreaches. We go to India to help the B'nai Menashe. We go to Ethiopia 3 times to help different Jewish communities. We're working now in Zimbabwe with the Lemba tribe, an ancient Jewish tribe. These are lost tribes of Israel that God is restoring in these last days. And it takes volunteers. This is absolutely critical to these outreaches. And I promise you this, if you come on an outreach, God will use you, and in the midst of using you, He will change you as well. We need you to say, Hineni, here am I, send me. Dr. Eugene, this is your first clinic. What's your impression so far?
Oh, I love it. It's been a remarkable experience for us. It's actually my second mission trip to do. And when we came down to Ethiopia, we've had a really remarkable time. It's been very, very fulfilling. I'm pretty settled in my career, but I always felt that there was still something missing. And I am a big giver, and so I felt that this was the next step to use the skill that God has given me to help mankind.
When you're here, you get an opportunity to serve God, and it's almost like your act of worship, your act of sacrifice is helping His own. It's like giving a cold cup of water to the least of these. It's the person in front of you is Jesus, and you're showing your love to them.
So it's changed you.
It feels like it brings me closer to God when I can serve His children that are hurting.
I know when I arrived in Zimbabwe, I was pretty nervous. I'd never set up a tent in my life. One of my friends back home brought his tent and backpack and other camping gear over and showed me how to set it up in my backyard one night. Certainly, if I can take a bucket shower and live in a tent for a week and do all of that when I have literally no outdoor experience, I think just about anyone can. And I feel like I'm doing more good for people maybe than back home. I love that the patients are so appreciative. The pathology here is incredible. There's so many tropical diseases that we never see in the United States.
When I come with JVMI, I'm always impressed by the efficiency of how they work patients through, how many people that we are capable of seeing in a week, and really doing a marvelous job, really loving the people.
I think when you see the need, when you take care of some of these people who are so poor and so appreciative and really so very sick, it draws you back again and again. And really coming and doing some of these trips is what helps me keep going during the year when I'm doing my regular practice.
And what's so precious about these outreaches with JVMI is that they're being offered prayer and the gospel. The people are receiving that at the end of their walk through our clinic. And so in other words, they're getting both. And that to me is the best, the very best.
We've seen children who couldn't speak, they couldn't hear, they couldn't do anything. I'm shocked. And then they can speak and they can hear and they can say their names. Babies that there was this 18-month-old baby that couldn't even stand up or sit up, nothing. And then it had witchcraft bracelets on its wrist. They were cut off and the baby sat up immediately. I mean, eyes to see with adults. I've seen so many miracles. My heart is just filling up. I'm forever going to be changed over this entire experience. It's the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Be an important part of God at work in these last days, gathering His people back to Himself. We need volunteers urgently for this outreach, medical professionals, prayer partners, and practical service volunteers as we minister to thousands of very needy and spiritually hungry people in just one short week. Come with us and help these desperate Jewish people. Say yes to being God's hands and feet. Please answer the call.